Oh dear. We almost had a solid Spider-Man trilogy. We were this close. So close. They say, with great power comes great responsibility. So how did they fuck this up? Peter's life is finally working out for him as both Spider-Man and Peter Parker. About to propose to Mary Jane, a symbiote from a meteor attaches itself to Peter's moped. The symbiote, noticing Peter's anger, attaches to him like a leech, affecting Peter's personality in ways that make him confident, powerful, obnoxious, angry, and cheesy. Symbiotes? Kind of like Mary Jane. She ruined the movies, but so did he. After the Goblin attacks Spider-Man, Peter discovers that Flint Marko, an accomplice to the murder of Uncle Ben, is on the loose. Meanwhile, Flint Marko's DNA is altered with a particle accelerator, turning him into Sandman. Harry gets amnesia and may or not become Green Goblin again, and Eddie Brock embraces the symbiote, becoming Venom.
Sounds convoluted, doesn't it? That's because it is.
Too many subplots! However, Peter's development is actually well done, and I'm glad that he had a good character arc by the end of the movie. That's the good news. Here's the bad. And don't worry, there's a lot. The story is decent at best, and has a lengthy runtime that's paced quite poorly. It's full of too many subplots, the pacing is off at times, and there's too many villains. In terms of the acting, Spider-Man 3 is more flawed than ever. On the one hand, Tobey Maguire has not changed as either Peter or Spider-Man, so I guess that's a good thing. His performance is decent enough to carry the whole film, but he rarely draws you in on the level that only the best actors can. I've said all I can about Kirsten Dunst. She's an awful actress, and always has been. One thing I do like about her, though, is her dedication. I can tell she's really trying, and ultimately, it makes her performance all the better. I actually like James Franco as Harry Osborn. J.K. Simmons as J. Jonah Jameson is the highlight of the movie. The two are exactly alike. Then there's the new actors. We have Bryce Dallas Howard as Gwen Stacy, who easily outperforms Kirsten Dunst. James Cromwell as her father, who in my humble opinion doesn't get enough screen time. Thomas Hayden Church as Flint Marko and Sandman, whose mediocre performance is quite forgettable. And Topher Grace as Eddie Brock and Venom, who actually could have done better with three things: a deeper voice, muscle mass, and another casting choice. Eddie Brock is supposed to be dark and brooding. Here, he is neither. Thankfully, the costumes are pretty good. Spider-Man's costume remains unchanged, though his unison with the symbiote is flawless and reminded me of the same Spider-Man from the comic books. Harry's version of the Goblin is a little bit less cheesy, and it does feel fresh, though it strays far from the original. Coming out in 2007, Spider-Man 3's Blu-ray quality looks top-notch compared to the previous two, and it still looks great today. The visual effects still hold up, especially the CGI. The only thing off about the CGI was when Flint Marko changed back into Sandman, or the other way around. Finally, the audio is no longer compressed. It sounds amazing, making Spider-Man 3's audio the best of the trilogy. The soundtrack this time around, it's not done by Danny Elfman. Instead, it's done by Christopher Young. Sandman's theme was great, and so were a few others. Overall, Spider-Man 3 delivers on what it sets out to do. Feels just like the comic books. Unfortunately, it's bogged down with mediocre performances, a convoluted script, and several disappointments. It's a buy for only the most dedicated fans. Spider-Man 3 gets a 6 out of 10. So thanks for watching, guys. If you liked the video, be sure to share it on Facebook, Twitter, and Google. Also, if you want to see more, don't forget to subscribe by hitting the button here. I'm Kyle from Battlefront Productions. Until next time.